which was very fashionable in England in the early 18th century. But just look at those extraordinary corner towers. They're vintage Vanbrugh, very original. They're examples of what he called his castle air. That is an attempt to evoke the spirit, the feel of English medieval military architecture, but by using the classical language, the Baroque language of detailing and design. Quite astonishing. If you look at the tops of those towers, they have a feel of medieval battlements. The silhouette, the transparency. It's a fascinating fusion of ideas. Mr. Vanbrugh's book for the directions for Blenheim. Vanbrugh's working methods were puzzling. He was quite happy to amend his designs as he went along. Just 4 days after construction had started, when the plans should have been fixed, he wrote to the Duke.
The drawings I sent your Grace were not perfect in little particulars, which at leisure have since been more thoroughly considered.
This was a very bad habit to get into, and led to some amazing extravagances. For example, here, 2 years after the foundation stone had been laid, Vanbrugh, I suppose in consultation with the Duke, decided to change significantly, dramatically, the design of the south front. Originally, it was to be clad with Doric columns and pilasters. Tough, masculine, martial order of architecture. They were changed for Corinthian, these lovely carved capitals. Well, the consequences of this were appalling. 120 feet of wall was taken down, some of which had risen to 30 feet in height. This was a crazy way to run a building site, particularly one already in debt. And the Duchess could be just as bad as Vanbrugh when it came to making the building site a chaotic place. She was obsessed with making the house as light as possible, and the original of this bow on the west